everybody, welcome back. Today I have this really cute chipboard dangle DIY to show you, and I'm going to start using these dies that are from In Love Art Shop / Studio. They are the sponsor for today's video, and they let me pick what kind of dies I wanted, and I wanted these tags because I thought that they were going to be very cute and versatile for lots of gifts, for lots of embellishments, and I wanted to create a little something than just flat mail, something a little 3D. So let's get started. I'm using the square one and the rectangle one, and I am going to cut them out of a piece of chipboard, or in this case it would be a cereal box. I went ahead and I cut out 5 of them to make them to make it a kind of thick looking dangle. I don't know another way to explain this, so I'm just going to call them dangles because at the end of the video you'll see what I mean. I am using the Beary Arts Craft precision glue, and I really like this glue. It is amazing. If you haven't gotten a box, if you haven't ordered your glue, I suggest you do so because the precision on this thing is amazing. I really like it. I've done a couple of intricate projects and I can't get over how amazing and it's just great. You need to try this out. So I'm layering on top 5 chipboard pieces, and it cut like crisp. These dies cut so well, and I'm only using the rectangle and the square one, but I can't imagine not using these all the rest of the shapes. So I'm just simply going to show you how I created this one. I already have 3 more already made aside, but I wanted to show you how I created this. And I'm using my clear stamp block to make sure that they're nice and squished all together, like so. Now after all of these were, put together, I left it aside and I made sure I cleaned my glue. Now this piece, you could see that it is already stuck together, and I'm going to sand the sides so that it looks like it's one cohesive. You could kind of see the layers, and I don't want that to be seen, so I'm going to really lightly with some sandpaper that I had, and this one was already worn and used, and I went ahead and used some sanding on that piece. Also, I have some, don't laugh, but I started to use my file from my nails. Now, yes, I know it's weird, but I only use it for stuff like this. So I don't go back and I use it on my nails. And I went in, I used the softer part of the file, so it would make it nice and soft, not such rigid from the sandpaper. Now I'm using some, I kind of lost my train of thought. Using some paint that I grabbed from my craft store and stuff that I had here at the house. I'm going to just paint the edges to make it look a little bit clean. I don't want that cardboard look either. If you like that, that's cool. But I just went along and I painted the edges, and I'm doing this before I adhere my paper because in case I mess up and I go onto the bigger piece of the chipboard, I didn't want it to look messy. And later on you'll see on one of my other ones that I did I did the opposite. I glued the paper first and then I went in and I colored it, painted it, and I didn't like the way that looked, so I knew that I wasn't going to do that on this one. Isn't that cute? So yeah, I'm gonna go and wash this brush and then I will come back. I use different colors for other ones as well. So now that this is completely dry, I am going to add in these papers. There you could see my kids' cereals. And using the same glue, I adhered the little paper and I cut those aside as well. And I just folded a piece of paper, pattern paper, and then I cut it once through for both of them. That way I can get the back and the front. Look at that little tiny piece, and this glue is able to go on there. It's so nice. And I really like that this glue gives you a little bit of wiggle room time, so if you haven't placed it completely correctly, you can move it a little bit and it doesn't dry quickly. There we go. Just pressing that on and making sure that it is completely and totally secured on. Going all around. See? Doesn't that look cute? I think this is a great way to make your own little chipboard embellishments if you want later on. So I had done already the long rectangle one. Did you see that paint splotch that I kind of went on out? That yellow one has it too. But there we go. And they're really thick and sturdy, and I kind of wanted to create something that would be fun on a keychain actually. So I'm not going to make super thick and layers on this one because I do want to put it on a keychain maybe later on. I can seal it with some Mod Podge. I'm not sealing these this time, but if I wanted it to be on a daily use on my keys, I would seal it. Now I'm using my static little bag to take off the stickiness from the stickers to make it more of an ephemera piece. And I do end up using hot glue on those, but I rather use the hot glue than use the stickiness because they do peel off eventually. So I'm using the Here and Now collection by Crate Paper. During these times where we're kind of stay home, stay safe, all I want to do is go out into the world when we're done. I want to go out and have fun with the kids and go do things that right now we are not able to. I want to travel. Anyways, so I'm using just the ephemera or the stickers turned into ephemera and simple little chipboard pieces, nothing super thick or layered because I do want to make these dangle and I don't want to get caught in anything. So some of the chipboard pieces, I am wrapping them in some gold thread just to add a little texture but not thickness. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So I just picked little pieces that would be really good. If you wanted to make these into embellishments, they would be awesome. They would be really cool. Maybe even make them a little bit smaller and add them to bag toppers, add them to whatever you would like. Here we go. Now I'm just going to adhere everything. I used some of the a different kind of glue because I wanted to see if it was going to stick well on with my static. It does. The static tool does leave like a white residue on it, and I didn't want it to make it. I wanted to see if that glue would work. So this was a little bit trial and error, and I didn't end up liking it because it took too long to dry versus the hot glue. So I just ended up using the hot glue on all of them. Isn't this cute? Okay, now that these are all done, I want to add the wire wrapped beads. I know many of us are obsessed with this right now, thanks to a couple of ladies on Instagram who have kind of gotten not only paper crafting, but they've also brought out the beadwork to add to our paper crafts. So this, I'm using some tassels that I made myself, some beads, and I'm just adding them to a couple of, I don't even know what those little rings, jump rings are called, but I think that it's going to be a cute idea. Like I said, if I was going to make this into an actual keychain, I would completely seal it off with a Mod Podge or some glossy accents to give it that gloss look. And I don't think I would add in any, what is it called? Any chipboard pieces, because it would be bulky. But I think this would be a really cute idea to make keychains, even add in pictures. Oh my gosh, that would be a great idea to add in, you know, pictures and then seal it off with some Mod Podge. That would be great. Ooh, I'm thinking little, yes, my mind is kind of working now that I'm doing this voiceover and kind of thinking of what I would do differently with this. Yeah, I'm thinking that would be a great idea. And the fact that I have a lot of chipboard laying around would be great. I had an IKEA order to my house and I have so much cardboard that I can use. I think this is a great idea. Anyways, in my next picture, you'll see how it works on a traveler's notebook as a dangle. You can use it with tassels. You can use it as a little embellishment into Happy Mail. I think that would be a great idea. And that's the bigger one. I hope you guys enjoyed this real quick, easy chipboard craft. I'm calling them dangles because, I mean, it would dangle from any project you have. Thanks guys for stopping by and checking my channel out. Until the next time, see you later.